Hello, Internet. It's been a while. I'm back with another developer log. You may be familiar with this project, one that I've been working on for a while now and have since somewhat abandoned. But I've been working on another, greater project, one that involves dialogue trees, skill checks, and combat. For now, though, I think it's just a good idea to get our bearings, remember where we are, where we're headed, and catch up a bit. What I'm currently working on is an attempt at doing a kind of volume adjustment. As you can see here in the designer graph, I have added a volume slider. There's no pause menu, there's no settings, but a volume slider, at the very least. There's still much to do, however. I have added a sign. I've added a special kind of dialogue when you attempt to leave too early. But what I'm really working on is this. Behold. Something that's taken me way too long to program all by myself. I have managed to program in an inventory system, complete with slots and a title, the ability to toggle it as well, and also the ability to pick things up and have them stack in the inventory. Very nice. Let's see if there's any more. Right here, pick them up, and they stack. 16. That alone has so much involved in it. Also added a storage container. If I can interact with it. There we go. Inside of it is what will soon become a D4. There'll be dice involved, skill checks, the like. It'll be an RPG. All the best parts of it that I like. There's also a pseudo skill check, a sort of prototype, that I failed. And I don't think I'll be allowed to reattempt for another few seconds. I also have dialogue. I also I also have dialogue. I can't keep this. Okay. I also have dialogue. As I also have dialogue. I can't touch my face. I did my makeup for this. Okay. Okay. This is Markiplier Sphere. This was my test for a dialogue tree. Now, the system through which I created dialogue tree is incredibly flat. It's the AI behavior tree system, which works, it does, but the method the method by which hold on. The method by which I go about it is different. At least I feel like there's a better way to go about it, but whatever the case may be, as you can see, it works. And just to make sure my microphone is still recording. Oh, wow, 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 wow. It works. Microphone works. Here, I've managed to program Here, I've managed to program in a simple dialog path within which you can ask Markiplier Sphere for an autograph, along with other things. At the time of making this, there was no inventory system, so there was no way through which I could give the player an item using the dialogue tree. Luckily, I found myself a sneaky little workaround, a lore reason for why you can't do that. You could say things like, "That's okay, it was worth asking," and leave the dialogue. You could say that you understand, or you could say that you don't understand. Kind as he is, this Markiplier Sphere is so gracious as to be patient with you. Now, you can test this patience. And Markiplier, I believe, at least the Sphere version of Markiplier, has an incredible patience, able to explain and teach just why this sphere can't give you an autograph. I don't know why. How long? Wait, I don't know. I don't remember most of this. As a note, most things with hands also have hearts, but there's a whole different thing you don't need to know about. Okay, continue. Oh, did I do? This was a while. This was a while ago. I spent so long working on the inventory system that I don't remember writing. Hello? Okay. I don't get it. When I first created a test, a blueprint test for this prototype of a dialogue system, and in place of a visual element, I placed a sphere with Markiplier's face on it, I believe I laughed consistently for 3 hours. I just sat there and laughed. And it was the funniest thing. It was hilarious. Okay. So, there are hands. Grab stuff using fingers. Yes, I get that. You know, some things have them, other things don't. Yes? Good. Now, finally, you have to remember that I am a sphere. I don't know what that is. Okay. Have I ever... No. Oh, yeah, I pushed it to its limits. I remember I was pushing it to its limits. Yeah. Okay, what did I do? I got distracted. What I meant to show you was this anomaly. You might not see the anomaly, but I'm looking at it. It's right in front of you. Do you see it? Let me explain something to you. Everything in this world, placed down, has a material. That material determines exactly what it looks like. While I was testing out the dialogue system, I placed multiple Markiplier spheres throughout the world, and I had planned for other creators to be involved, one of which was this guy. I don't believe I made a material for him, however, and yet he still somehow appears. The other spheres have since been dealt with. There's a cube. That's going to be for a different type of testing. The thing is, I only placed Markiplier spheres. How is that possible? There's a Germa sphere right here. Let me exit the playtest. And just like that! Gaze! It's not him! It's not him anymore! It's right there! He's right there. Quit the game. I'm gonna hit the escape key. No, I'm gonna hit the escape key. It's not him! The grief. The grief. The grief. The misery. Whoa. The woe. Oh, the woe. This is so much fun. The woe. Oh, woe is me. Woe is me. Woe is me. There's a secret if you go in here. There's more buns. I made this as part of a... How do I put this? Test. Test item. I have here a data table with every item in the game. I have the good cone, buns, and the basic D4, all complete with whether or not it's a dice, its maximum stack size, whatever item class means, the thumbnail that I would use when you're navigating the menus, a description, which I've yet to use visually, and the name. I could add any item I want to the game right now, if I could. If I wanted to, I could. Any test item and I could have it right there in front of me. There's this prototype for a strength test for skill checks. Let me navigate to it. There's this very messy blueprint that I have laid out here, which basically visualizes a very messy system. The skill checks in this game are a little different. Matter of fact, they're going to be a lot different. There are 4 different outcomes to any particular skill check. Think of them like a critical success and a critical failure, and then the 2 regular ones. Success and failure. Critical success, critical failure. It's a little more complicated than that. What with there being multiple skills and negative counterparts to those skills. But that's for the future. That's for when I've figured out the baseline for these mechanics. Once these are done, well, things will be a lot more visible. There's not much else, really. There's the player HUD. The skill checks. The dialogue system. I suppose. 2 Markiplier spheres. 2 Markiplier spheres. One of them's not a Markiplier sphere. I don't know which one. I don't know which one's not a Markiplier sphere. There's no way to test. No way to find out. No way to know. This one, the imposter. I don't know if since the last developer log, auditory one I mean, not the silent one that I recently posted, I've mentioned, but I've recently come into possession of another bird. A little one. Little blue and white one. His name is Cloud, because he looks like a cloud. I made this texture out of a random image I had saved onto my computer. It's really fun. I'm relatively familiar with working with textures, and a lot of the games that I make have these sort of moving, colorful, different textures because I think they look pretty. And some of them are kind of shiny, some parts of it aren't. But I thought it was really funny. I needed a placeholder for a chest, a storage container, and I just put this together. Very fun, very impressive. In fact, I could find, right now, the texture and how I made it. Very pretty, very fun. You notice some parts of it are shiny and other parts of it aren't. That's because I have... That's because I have it hooked up to a roughness map, or rather I have itself hooked up to a roughness map. Is that all? They'll stop at nothing to get my attention. But that's then. Now, I have to figure out how to do skill checks. I have code inside of a widget set up where this would be your inventory displaying only dice, and when you run the code, it will perform a check, a skill check. There's still a lot of kinks to work out, most of which are going to be worked out on paper before getting added into the game for testing. That's the next step. At least in this game. In the other game, I have simply to continue. I'm adding mushrooms to that game, little things you can interact with and change the color of, just to keep you from getting bored while listening to the narrator's annoying voice. I could look at this all day. I'm very proud of this. Very, very proud of this. If you happen to know me in real life, send me an image that you'd wish for me to turn into a kind of texture like this, so that I can use that for testing in my game. I need a lot of placeholders, and there's only so many cat pictures I have saved onto my device. Anything you think I would find funny. Let me show you the inventory system. Behold. This line, this display, simple code, very simple, very, very simple. It's part of a wide range of, well, user interface as well. Basically, there's a lot going on. And it comes to a point where keeping track of all of this, figuring out how to wrangle all of these lines, work on it, sort of a blueprint, starts to hurt my brain, overheat it a little bit, trying to figure everything out on my own. That's why I've elected to start working with pen and paper first. Consider this a workflow. It'll start with the idea of what I want, then write it down on pen and paper before adding it into the game. That's what I used to do. So many years ago. That's what I used to do. So many years ago. That's what I used to do. So many years ago. That's what I used to do. So many. That's what I used to do. So many years ago. On Scratch! Scratch. What was it? ScratchMIT.edu. That's what I used to do. I used to write down my ideas and then implement them. I used to carefully plan out my attacks, my schemes, so as to not let them be foiled by insolent brats like you. I dare you to try and stop me. I dare you. Do you know who I am? The power I hold? I can create worlds. I can create anything. I can create anything I want. You're an artist. You can draw me whatever you want. I am a creator of worlds, a creator of games. I can make you do whatever you want. I can animate. I can draw. I can form code. I can create worlds. I can create worlds. anything I could possibly dream of. And don't you forget it. Her name is Captain Yellow Sam because she's yellow and she's the captain. And I like her. I like her because she looks like she's lemon flavored, but also she's green, so she looks lime flavored as well. I think it's very lovely of her. This right here is roughly 10% of the code that goes into the inventory system. I have so much more to do, but like I said, I can do anything. I have a proposition. Come up with something. See if you can come up with something, and I can make it happen. Anything at all. Anything your heart's desires. I bet you I could make it for you. With the tools I've learned, my ability to manipulate audio, my ability to edit videos, my ability to draw, my ability to 3D model and animate, my ability to code. You don't see it here. You don't see C++ because, quite frankly, I prefer the blueprints. But I can code. Not JavaScript, but I can code. With all of the skills I have, these creative endeavors, anything is possible. So I dare you to test me. Anything you want, anything at all. I can make it happen, baby. I can make it happen.